Yeah, Cyrus with the Lost Box. No, Cyrus is actually playing Sablezard, I believe. And we have Aaron playing, looks like Lost Tina. To be honest, this matchup with how many Paths to the Peak and Disruption cards the Lost Tina player plays, I actually think this matchup is probably fine for Lost Tina. Because, like, I feel like you need to use the Zard at some point to, like, get your last couple prize cards against the Tinas. Because Aaron can just let their board be picked apart and then leave it only with Tinas in play. And then Cyrus's really only way to deal with the Tinas at the point is to use the Zard at some point to hit hard enough to deal with them. And at that point, you have to use the Zard, but that's when Aaron can hit like the Roxanne Path combo or Iono Path combo to try and shut the Zard down. So I'm actually not sure about this matchup. I don't think Sablezard's a very good deck. So it's like a deck. Oh, well, yeah, I don't think Sablezard's a very good deck. So it's a deck I have like zero knowledge of in any of its matchups. Because I don't think it's a very good deck. I put zero time in with it. So I have no idea where I feel like this falls into any of its matches, to be honest. But that's kind of like my theoretical take on it, on how this matchup should go. But we'll see. It seems like it's probably pretty close because the Lost Tina player is playing so much Hand Disruption and Path. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested. I'm going to learn about this matchup. You're going to learn about this matchup. We're all going to have a good time. It is Sablezard. I saw the Zard in the hand for Cyrus. And a heavy Pokestop build as well. There's a Pokestop in the prize cards, and there's a Pokestop in the hand here for Cyrus. So a heavy Pokestop build, Sablezard, which is interesting because I feel like Sablezard doesn't need the extra aggression from the Pokestops. But I think Cyrus is probably going with a kind of build that probably relies pretty heavily on Lost Vacuum to get off like a turn, more guaranteed help like a turn 2 Sableye play happen, I would assume. And we see from Aaron immediately Battle VIP Path for 2 Comfy. I don't love this. Like I said, I think you could play with a little bit more high HP board here from Aaron. But Aaron doesn't know the matchup, so that's kind of fine. But I guess depending on the matchup, because Aaron doesn't know the matchup, I don't think Aaron should be so aggressive. Because Aaron doesn't know the matchup, I don't think Aaron should be so aggressive with Triple Comfy. Triple Comfy is like a really bad thing to do depending on the matchup. And he immediately grabs Manaphy as well. So I think Aaron has a suspicion here that Cyrus is playing a Lost Zone deck or knows it's a Lost Zone deck. And you do kind of want to grab Manaphy as Aaron to like play around a turn 1 Greninja play. So I understand the thought process here from Aaron. So I don't hate this line. It didn't get Greninja. Did we even see? We saw the prize cards, right? There was no Greninja prize. It's possible Aaron doesn't play Greninja, though, and that's why there was no Greninja grab. But you definitely would favor Greninja here over one of these Comfys or the Manaphy. But if you do know Cyrus is playing a Lost Zone deck, you don't want double Tina either. So I feel like the Pokemon take here is a mess from Aaron, because if you know you're up against a Lost Zone deck, you don't want double Tina in play necessarily, because you don't want to be attacking with like Tinas and Disabilize and then having to like Lost Zone 2 energy. But if you attack with a Tina as a Tina V instead of a V-Star, it just gets 1 KO by a Dragonite theoretically. And if you're taking Manaphy here as Aaron and you think it's a Lost Zone deck, then you think they probably play Dragonite. So I think what I would have liked to see from Aaron, if Aaron does play Greninja, definitely get Greninja. So double Comfy Greninja, maybe even get the Cram ahead of time. And hold off on the second Tina until you know what they're playing. Hold off on the triple Comfy until you see what they're playing. I think like you're going like all in. I think he thought it was Palkia. Oh, that's fair, because Cyrus most recently did play Palkia at Worlds. So, okay, that would maybe be a fair assumption here from Aaron, actually, is thinking that Cyrus actually is playing Palkia. But if it is Palkia, I don't like the idea of not leaving a bench space open here to punch with Cram, because you're probably not punching with Tina turn 2 here. But you could do it if you do the triple Comfy route. You may not know it's Lost Zone yet. My assumption as to why Aaron thought it was Lost Zone was because Aaron grabs Manaphy here. But it's actually fair for Aaron to maybe assume Cyrus is playing Palkia, I guess. I don't really know how hard you want to read into, even though Cyrus is a known player and you knew what Cyrus was playing, how hard should Aaron read into thinking Cyrus is playing Palkia, I guess is the question then at that point. Reading a little bit into it, I guess, is like, okay, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that, to be honest. If Aaron's hand is really good to like execute the Tina play next turn, though, I don't hate the triple Comfy grab here. And then the Manaphy, I guess, is okay as well, so you could attack with Tina next turn. But if you're attacking with Tina next turn into a Manaphy, that's not actually like a terribly good trade-off. But to be honest, is attacking with Tina, that's not a great to attack with Tina. So you should still save room for a Cram here, actually. Palkia doesn't play Manaphy, though? Oh, that's true. Palkia doesn't play Manaphy here. Yeah, so yeah, Palkia doesn't play Manaphy. Would you ever play Palkia and Manaphy, or Manaphy and Palkia all of a sudden? I don't think so, right? Maybe you're taking for Kyogre? Yeah, so I think Aaron's just reading too hard into something here, and like, it's just grabbing Pokemon. I think there's better Pokemon to grab here for Aaron for sure. I don't like this sequence here from Aaron. But if we do think it is Palkia, we should definitely grab that Unless there's no Colress in hand, but if there's a Colress in hand, all right, you're going to do a decent amount of digging here from Aaron. And does have the triple comfy setup, so going triple comfy here is probably fine. I'm not too hype on the Manaphy plus the double Tina grab here from Aaron, because you're really, like, if Cyrus is not attacking next turn, you're really bench locking yourself into, like, shred or pass. Like, no potential for a Cram attack or a Greninja attack. It really is, like, pretty close to, like, shred or pass. I mean, I guess you could get to the Tina V-Star, but Tina V-Star KO Manaphy is not great. Yeah, there's the Path to the Peak, which I like the idea of being aggressive with, especially if you expect it to be Palkia. But it is a Lost Zone deck here for Cyrus, and the Pokestop rip coming in right off the rip here, only getting a Nest Ball. The Path to the Peak should be put in the discard pile here in a second, hopefully. And the Nest Ball, I'm sure, is going to go for a Comfy here, doing a little prize checking. And then we should probably see a Comfy grab here for Cyrus. Can't tell how good the rest of the hand is. Maybe that was a 4 Seal Stone in hand. If that's a 4 Seal Stone in hand, then Cyrus could go for like a Pidgeot. And we're assuming that the Pidgeot is in the deck because we did just see a 4 Seal Stone hit the discard pile here. So, and for Cyrus, all you're looking to do here is attack with Cram and then start attack with Sableye the next turn. And then to be honest, if you need it, because actually Cyrus might not need to, you can use Charizard at the end of the game. But between Echoing Horn plus the board state Aaron has created with all these low HP Pokemon, you actually might not need to actually ever attack with Charizard. It depends if Aaron ever benches another Pokemon as well. If Aaron ever actually benches another one prize Pokemon. Because if Cyrus goes KO Comfy here, and then Aaron attacks with Cram next turn, if Cyrus plays the Echoing Horn, which I'm just going to make a guess that Cyrus plays the Echoing Horn because it's so good in Sablezard, then you can Echoing Horn, and then that's 5 one prize KOs, and you just win the game that way as Cyrus. You don't even have to ever use Charizard. So the potential of like the path plus the disruption never becomes a reality that you have to actually play around. So, but we'll see. Jeez, that's a new angle right there. Take a look at that again. Yo, what's that Manaphy up to? What is this angle? Why do they have this like pre-saved? Why is this something that they just jumped to? What are we seeing here ever? Is this like what are we looking at up close on here? Is it just the board? That's different for sure. Yeah, what is this? What are we what is this for? It has to be like to look at the bench closely, right? That's got to be the reason that exists. All right, there's the Pidgeot. I do believe... Oh, it's a Battle VIP Pets, excuse me. I do believe there's a 4 Steel Stone in hand. There it is. Cram attack looking more and more likely here for Cyrus. Enhance the bench. Enhance. Yeah, Chip, explain yourself. That Manaphy was up to something? Yeah, the Manaphy was kind of sus, to be honest. I kind of agree with the close-up there just to make sure everything's all right. All right, here we go. Colress for 5... 3 Forest Seal Stones? Jesus! This is like a aggressive Sablezard. Wait, is that a 4 Seal Stone? It looked like a third 4 Seal Stone. This is an aggressive Sablezard build for sure. Holy smokes. 3? 3 of them, Timmy? All right, Cram and Sableye. What Cyrus is looking at here. It looks like Escape Rope might have to be the play from Cyrus. So it'll be interesting to see what Aaron chooses to send up here when Cyrus does play the Escape Rope. I'm actually not sure what I would like to see Aaron send up here. Depends on the hand a little bit as far as switch cards go. Obviously, if you set up Manaphy or Comfy, it's going to get KO'd. And there it is, Escape Rope. It's just going to be another Comfy. But there is like some value in sending up a Tina here. Because then if you can like switch card that Tina into the bench and evolve it to a V-Star, just leave it on the bench, Cyrus has to go out of their way with like 2 Sableye attacks to KO it, right? So if we push up Tina here, we switch card it back to the bench. You know, it takes 110 from the Cram, go down to 80 left. You evolve it to a V-Star. Then Cyrus has to do 200 damage counters with Sableye to KO the V-Star. But to KO a Comfy and a Manaphy is only 140 damage counters. So that means Cyrus has an extra 80 damage counters to work with as opposed to an extra 20. So I don't know what Aaron's hand is, but if Aaron could have looked to have actually sent up a Tina here to kind of force more damage out of Cyrus to actually get the KO. So I would have hated to have seen Aaron send up a Tina there, to be honest. All right, Fire and Sableye off the... Like I said, depending on how this actually goes, Cyrus could win this match with literally only taking knockouts or literally only attacking with Sableye after this initial Cram attack. So it's also possible that Aaron just doesn't get an attack off next turn. But like I said, also, if Aaron actually attacks with Cram here, if Cyrus plays Echoing Horn, Cyrus can just go for 5 one-prize knockouts. Oh, I guess that's not true. Aaron does probably play... Aaron probably does play Super Rod, of course. You could Super Rod the Pokemon back into the deck before they could get picked on. That's actually true. But it's unlikely. The Echoing Horn should be able to happen at some point. And we do see the Cram in the hand here for Aaron. So I feel like Aaron is going to go the Cram route. I think if Aaron has the choice, Aaron should just go with a Shred attack here. Aaron should have a pretty good idea of what they're up against here. It looks like Sablezard. It smells like Sablezard. It's probably Sablezard, right? So we should be pretty positive. Cyrus is playing Sablezard. Shouldn't attack with Cram here. Should instead go with the Shred here, which is definitely possible from Aaron. This is going to be the 7th in the Lost Zone here. But with the attachment to the Comfy, it is going to have to be double Mirage Gate. From Aaron. It actually gives up a switch card, but I think it was switch card off that Comfy there. So you don't really have a choice. You still want to try and hold on to switch cards in this matchup? Oh, 2 switch cards in hand. There's the Cram bench. So does not have the ability to attack with Shred, or doesn't understand the importance of attacking with Shred this turn. But if we had 2 more switch cards in there in the hand there from Aaron, Aaron could have switched into the Comfy, used Comfy, Jet Energy to the Giratina, and then gated to the Giratina. And I think there is a gate in the hand for Aaron. So Aaron could have attacked with Giratina this turn without benching Cram. But now that the Cram's on the bench, now, like I said, Cyrus can completely ignore Giratina for the rest of the game. And now, but also Cyrus has the option of not ignoring Giratina and KOing one with a Charizard if they want to. So yeah, Cyrus has got all the options now. Now that this Cram has hit the field, Cyrus can literally do whatever she wants. She can knock out 5 one-prize Pokemons, 3 one-prize Pokemons, and a Tina. Like, the options are just open for Cyrus. But if Aaron had just attacked with Tina this turn and not benched the Cram, then Cyrus's Echoing Horn only gets them to 5 one-prize Pokemon in play. So 5 total prize cards to be able to draw off 1 prize Pokemon. So Aaron is really giving a lot of options over to Cyrus this turn by not trying to play down the Shred line. And your Giratina's not under any threat of getting 1-hit KO'd by Charizard next turn. So it's not like the Charizard's going to get knocked out all of a sudden next turn. 1-hit KO'd. Like, you should, like I said, looks like Sablezard, smells like Sablezard, probably Sablezard. It is Sablezard. Play as if it's Sablezard, you know? This turn we should probably see the... I definitely like that Cyrus didn't put the Pidgeot back into the deck last turn. Probably should see it go back into the deck this turn, though, because now would be a potential opportunity for Aaron to, like, next turn boss KO the Pidgeot. It would still be kind of unlikely, to be honest, but it is possible. We're getting pretty close to the 10 here for Cyrus. I think we are going to probably need a Vacuum, though, to get all the way there. The Pokestop's still in play, and there's still 1 more Comfy to be used. So we're pretty close. That's almost a really, really good one. The Coalish biting the dust there is not great, but Level Ball and I believe Switch Card, pretty good. There's the Escape Rope. Another debate here from Aaron on what to send up. Goes with the Comfy. Seems pretty good to me. The only problem with this Comfy send up here, though, is that, like, if Cyrus... Once again, Cyrus could whiff the KO with Sableye, or the attack with Sableye this turn, and then Aaron... And then instead could just have a Cram Punch KO the Comfy. But you'd rather have the Cram Punch a Tina, like I explained earlier, so... Not like a huge fan of the Comfy. I still kind of like the Tina send up there from Aaron. And does have the switch cards in hand to, like, be comfortable with sending up the Comfy. So I think I would have liked to have seen that there. For sure. We'll see how it plays out. Here's Level Ball from Cyrus. Another Sableye on the way, I assume. Oh, the Hawlucha, actually, instead. I don't know if Cyrus is going to be aggressive with the Hawlucha here. You don't really want to draw 2 prize cards this turn as Cyrus, because then you do turn on the Roxanne from Aaron. So you don't really want to draw 2 prize cards here as Cyrus. You want to find a Vacuum. I don't know if there's a Vacuum in the hand. That's a lot of cards in hand. And, like, whoa, is going with the Hawlucha. Okay. I'm not sure I agree with this if it actually goes all the way out. I actually maybe saw a Vacuum in the hand as well. So I think the Vacuum is here. Looks like a Vacuum. Yeah, I don't like this aggressive double KO here at all. I don't like this at all. Yeah, here comes the Vacuum. Thinking about getting rid of another... Oh, getting rid of a boss. I don't hate that. The boss probably isn't going to be too important in this game. That's a lot of cards in hand to get rid of a boss, though. Gets rid of the Super Rod instead. I don't know if I like that either, though. Like I said, at this point, as long as Cyrus does play the Echoing Horn, which I'm kind of just assuming at this point, it's like you can just kind of chain Sableye from here as Cyrus. So the Super Rod's pretty good at helping chain Sableye. So we'll see how this plays out. There's a switch card into the Sableye, attached to the Sableye. Would love to see another Sableye get benched this turn as well from Cyrus. So I'd like to see the Pidgeot shuffle back and then bench another Sableye. And there's actually just not that many cards left in the deck here for Cyrus. But I don't really like this double knockout from Cyrus at all. Well, we'll see. Cyrus doesn't have to take double knockout, but does go for the double knockout. The reason I don't like this double KO is because now Aaron can Roxanne. Like, I think it's actually a really bad play here from Cyrus. Just keep Aaron board locked, actually. Why not just keep Aaron board locked? We could just keep Aaron board locked here as Cyrus. Keep him board locked. Spread out the damage on the Comfy, the Cram, the Comfy, the Manaphy. Don't let Aaron get their own Sableye in play, potentially. But more so, now Aaron can just go into that board state where I was talking about. Like, Aaron can just let Cyrus pick apart their board, KO the Comfy, KO the Cramorant, whatever. Evolve to the Tinas, and eventually Aaron's board is just 2 Tinas. And now you have to go through the Tinas at that point. And then, you know, that's more work for you to do. And now when you're going to get Roxanne earlier now as Cyrus, and there's nothing really that important prize here for Cyrus either. Like, why do we need these prize cards? These are trash. These are garbage. We don't need these. The energy's cool, I guess. The energy's cool. But the other ones, like, we don't need to aggressively, there's nothing prize that we need to aggressively see right now. So Cyrus should just play it a little bit slower. She does have horn. Okay, so Cyrus does have the horn. There's no reason to be this aggressive. Just like play it slower, don't get Roxanne early, and just like lose to getting bricked off the Roxanne. There's no reason to be that aggressive. But now this opens up an opportunity for Aaron. Aaron could get the Roxanne this turn, and that could be like the end of the game, to be honest. We'll see. There's a top deck course. I don't see a Roxanne in hand right now, and there's a course play, so not getting punished on Cyrus's side of things. And a lot of Lost Tina players do play the double Roxanne as well. So, yeah. You don't want to get turned undone with switch cards. It doesn't matter. The switch cards aren't that big of a deal. You're still ahead on the prize exchange as Cyrus. And if you just keep them board locked, there's no possibility for Aaron to come back on the prize exchange with their own Sableye. Aaron will be locked into a board where they have to draw one prize card a turn. So Cyrus will always be up in the prize trade through just using... as long as Cyrus uses Sableye turn after turn after turn, even if Cyrus doesn't take any KOs, the amount of switch cards cannot catch up with the amount of damage Sableye is doing. And the only way that Aaron could actually catch up in the prize trade is to attack with their own Sableye. But when Aaron's board locked, Aaron can't use Sableye. So all this play does from Cyrus is give more opportunities to Aaron. Attacking with the Sableye is great, but what Cyrus chose to knock out and how aggressively Cyrus chose to go for KOs was incorrect. And gives Aaron like a ton of opportunities to come back in the game that they didn't have before. More Comfies here. Probably should have seen there is like some yeah, so here's the Sableye play now from Aaron. Doesn't have the Roxanne to go with it, which would be like ideal, but is there 10 in the Lost Zone? I assume there is. But see, now Aaron can attack with their own Sableye and can actually build up multiple knockouts, right? Here comes the Sableye attack, KO the active Sableye. Build up damage on the Hawlucha or the Manaphy. You don't want to put any on the Comfies, because if you put the damage on the Comfies, then they can be switch carded around. We're going 1-1-1-1. Does 1-1-1 make sense here? You send up a Comfie as Cyrus, you switch card to another Comfie, you switch card it again, but there's still the one on the Manaphy, one on the Hawlucha that you can then use Sableye to draw a double prize card knockout at some point. Sure, probably. I think that's probably fine here from Aaron. Just trying to force a Sableye double KO at some point. This is now 5 one-prize Pokemon in play here for Aaron. So now Cyrus can just win by KOing these 3 Pokemon, completely ignore the Tinas for the rest of the game. So now Cyrus doesn't even need the Echoing Horn. Now the Echoing Horn can make it a little bit easier for Cyrus to win. Like this turn, if Cyrus can find Echoing Horn, you probably want to Echoing Horn the Manaphy to the bench here, and then just go KO Sableye with a Sableye and put damage on Comfie and Manaphy to set up for a 2-prize knockout on the Comfie and the Sableye on the following turn. But we'll have to, there's a couple switch cards in the hand here for Aaron, so we'll have to go through all those. More Pokestop. I think there is a Clara in the hand here for Cyrus. There it is. A couple Sableyes, a couple Energy. Oh, actually it was with the Cram. Thinking about not taking the Cram. Does just want to attack with Sableye over and over again, but attacking with a Cram could be like a... Wouldn't it be a terrible thing to have the option of, if Aaron does hit you with a Roxanne, and if you find like a Nest Ball but no energy, you can just barely get into a Cram to attack for a turn. It's better to get a prize card than not. So I wouldn't hate to see the Cram recovered. But we do have the double Sableyes making their way to the bench. I believe there's one switch card in hand here, and a Vacuum, which you'd want to probably play the Vacuum as well. But to be honest, I don't know if you want to Vacuum the Pokestop. You maybe just want to keep... And there's the Echoing Horn. Going to get the Manaphy. Forcing the 5 one-prizers into play. Switch card into the Sableye. You do kind of want to thin out your own deck with the Vacuum, but you also kind of want to leave Pokestop in play in case Aaron can't find a path to the peak. So I would choose to Vacuum my own Pokestop here based on how many paths Aaron has gone through so far. If Aaron has played like one path to the peak, I would probably Vacuum my own Pokestop, because during Aaron's turn, if they play the Roxanne, they'll probably find a path to the peak to bump my own stadium, or they might play the Vacuum themselves. But if they're down like 2 or 3 paths to the peaks, then I probably wouldn't bump my own Pokestop here as Cyrus. And I think at this point, Cyrus is more concerned with their side of the field as opposed to Aaron's side of the field. So Cyrus is pretty comfortable with here with just leaving the extra draw power in play for Aaron to potentially take advantage of. I don't think Cyrus really cares if Aaron uses Pokestop. And then we see the knockout on the active, the split on the bench. So Aaron does need double switch card here to stop Cyrus from winning next turn. And I believe actually Aaron does have the double switch card in hand. So Aaron can go switch card, and then ideally does want to attack with the Sableye as well themselves. So we'll see if Aaron can also set up the Sableye, but also wants to Roxanne. So you want to like KO the active Sableye from Cyrus with your own Sableye while using double switch card. And then on top of that, you also want to attack with Sableye yourself as Aaron. So needs to get a Sableye, got the double switch card. And there's a Sableye, so we're just a Psychic away now. That's what I was talking about with like putting the double Tinas in play off the rip here from Aaron. Like literally neither Tina is going to get used this game probably. Maybe as an attack at the end, but probably not, right? Like literally not getting used. And that's why I didn't love Aaron being super aggressive by getting double Tina until Aaron truly knew what they were up against. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of how Aaron played out that early game. Debating where to put the grass energy. You are going to switch card the active, so the grass energy on the Comfy doesn't make a... I think I still like the grass energy on the Comfy, though, here from Aaron. Because... assuming Cyrus at least knocks out your Sableye next turn as Aaron, you're going to be able to want to send up Comfy and then retreat Comfy. So I think I still like that grass energy instead of on the Tina being on the Comfy, to be honest, overall. I don't know if it's like a huge deal one way or the other, but I think I would like to have seen that grass energy go to the active, even though you're still just going to switch the active with the switch card. Yeah, and we'll see once again. The big card here is, of course, Roxanne. If there's no Roxanne here from Aaron, I would bet on Cyrus winning this one. And I see a Colress in the hand, I think, but I do not see the Roxanne. There was a Roxanne prize. There's a boss as well. Might go for like a boss on the Hawlucha to try and make it harder for Cyrus to set up another Sableye next turn. We still have 3 or 4 prize cards for Aaron to get here as well. I don't even know. What does the prize trade look here from Aaron? You definitely have to KO the Sableye of Cyrus. So you KO the Sableye. Got 4 left to work with. You got 3 prize cards left. I don't know. 1 on Hawlucha, 1 on Comfy, 1 on Manaphy, 3rd on Manaphy, I guess. I don't even know where you go from here, to be honest. That wouldn't even be enough to like draw all of those on the next turn. Yeah, it's pretty tough here for Aaron. Can Aaron even draw 4 prize cards in 2 turns? Or am I trolling? 6, 6, 8, 4. No, we're 2 damage channels short here from Aaron. So yeah, Aaron can't draw. So there's the boss on the Hawlucha. Aaron cannot draw 4 prize cards in 2 turns. Maximum 3. So Aaron needs to like find some time here. And is going for... Ooh, I don't like that. That's actually a bad play there from Aaron. Aaron actually just loses the game on that play. That was a terrible play there from Aaron. Aaron should always KO the Sableye here from Cyrus. Because now Cyrus can go switch card plus attach to Sableye. And then Cyrus just wins on board. This is a terrible play here from Aaron. Because this never progresses Aaron's win condition to winning faster next turn. Getting the extra prize card this turn doesn't do anything for Aaron. So this is a terrible play here from Aaron. Aaron definitely needed to go KO the Sableye. Drawing like a 1 prize card faster here as Aaron never wins you the game. In fact, it probably loses Aaron the game here. It probably loses Aaron the game here because now we're going to see this from Cyrus. Yep. Oh, another Sableye. I was hoping for an energy grab here. So not fully punished yet. We could see Cyrus getting punished here for getting rid of the Super Rod when they did. Like I said, I didn't like the Super Rod getting rid of there because chaining Sableyes was always the play here. But actually, is Cyrus going to struggle to actually get that Psychic? No, there's Psychics in hand. Okay, it should still be just like a dub here for Cyrus. Here comes a Nest Ball. Gets the Pidgeot. I'm sure that will be shuffled back to the deck unless Aaron's at a boss. But there we go. Switch card. Oh, Even's going to be able to use a Comfy here as well. Takes a Fire Energy. Oh, benches Zard. Oh, literally just has Game. Okay, okay. I didn't even see Game was possible here for Cyrus. I wasn't thinking about Game. I was just thinking about second Psychic on second Sableye, and then just attack with 1 Sableye. You have 2 Sableyes in play, you always just win. But also, you know, winning this turn is also pretty good as well. So, double with the Charizard. I didn't think Charizard would actually get used this game at all. But yeah, we did see it at the end there. All right, let's see if Aaron approaches this a little bit differently. It looks like Aaron doesn't play Greninja. I don't think Aaron does play Greninja here. No water energy. We haven't seen any water energy. We haven't seen any water energy, and we haven't seen the Greninja itself. So I don't think Aaron plays Greninja. They definitely could. Prize cards here on both sides. Kind of whatever. Heavy Ball is prize, but there's nothing prize for the Heavy Ball to find anyway. So both prize cards for both players or whatever. Negligible. Doesn't really matter. We'll see if Aaron approaches it differently this game. Definitely would like to see less Tinas on the bench. More Greninjas if Aaron plays Greninja. Like I said, I don't think Aaron plays Greninja. We're going to see a quick pass through here of the deck here. Definitely doesn't play Water Energy. 100% does not play Water Energy. We know that for sure. No Water Energy in the deck here for Aaron. And I would assume this might be a no Greninja build as well. Double Comfy off the Battle VIP Pass. That's fine with the first Battle VIP Pass, but I definitely want to see things be played a little bit different here with like this Nest Ball. I still want to see the Tina. I want to see the more aggressive Tina attacks here from Aaron though. Like Shred is just a fine attacker in this matchup until you get to your Sableye as Aaron. So definitely want to prioritize. Definitely. Oh, the problem with triple Comfy is just you have 3 low HP Pokemon in play. These are just easier KOs for Sableye. Not a huge fan of the triple Comfy here. I don't know. I'm just not a... I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. I don't like this. I don't like the triple... It's like that many more low HP Pokemon. Like I was saying, now Cyrus can just ignore Tina the whole game and just go after these low HP Pokemon with Sableye the whole game. And Cyrus is going second, so Cyrus is probably going to get the first prize card here. We'll see. Maybe not, but I would bet Cyrus is going to get the first prize card here. We'll see. So So if you can kind of play the game with like putting less Comfies in play, at least attempt to play the game with putting less Comfies in play to begin with, and then if you have to put an extra Comfy in play at some point, okay, at that point go for it. But like attempt to play it with less Comfies initially, and play with some higher HP Pokemon. Like I said, I would like to see a Tina become. Oh, getting rid of a Roxanne for what is a Nest Ball? Is that worth it? You're attacking with Cram next turn. No, Roxannes are just too important, right? That's a mistake there from Aaron. This Nest Ball's you're gonna get a Tina off this Nest Ball here from Aaron, which I was like kind of talking up Tina before, but it's not worth the cost of a Roxanne. Like Roxannes are the matchup for Aaron. Like Aaron, this is definitely an unfavored matchup, I would say, overall for Aaron. Well, actually, I don't know about that because Aaron hasn't really been forcing the Tina issue to force Cyrus into. But if you're forcing the Tina issue as Aaron to force Cyrus into Charizard, the reason that works is because of Roxanne. Because you can go Roxanne path, attack with Tina, and then on Cyrus's side, if there's not enough small HP Pokemon in play to take advantage of a Sableye, at that point you have to use Charizard to match the Tina. But if you get Roxanne and pathed, it's a little bit harder to attack with Charizard than not. So yeah, I really don't like this. I really don't like this Roxanne here. I really don't like that. I really don't like that Roxanne. You don't have to bench Tina this turn. I think I would like to have seen Tina over the third Comfy here because, like, I don't know, just putting 3 Comfies in play, if you can avoid it, having all that low HP in play is just better. But, yeah, I don't like the Roxanne. I don't like losing Roxanne there at all. The Roxanne is just too good. That's like your win condition in this matchup because you're almost likely always going to fall behind. Really good hand here for Cyrus. I think I see double Battle VIP pass. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's doubles there. So we'll see some Comfies. We'll see some Crams. We'll see some turn 1 attacks here, or a turn 1 attack here from Cyrus. Doing a quick check on the Pokemon and the energy. Price check. And then, like I said, yeah, we should see. The Cram attack is going to be the goal here from Cyrus. So, yeah, it's a really aggressive list here. A lot of vacuums. Yeah, a lot of vacuums, a lot of Pokestops. I assume there's probably a Palpad in there as well if you're playing that many Pokestops, because your supporters are going to get wrecked in the crossfire of trying to find your item cards. So I would assume there's a Palpad in there, but maybe not. One more check through. But like I said, we're probably looking at double Comfy. We might be seeing triple Comfy Cram. We could see Sableye, Cram, Comfy. That would also be reasonable. I wonder if like Cyrus has fully picked up on the fact that there's probably not a Greninja in Aaron's build, or at least a way to attack with Greninja, even if there is a Greninja. But we'll see. We'll see what Cyrus goes for here. Thinking about the third Comfy. See, even Cyrus doesn't want to put third Comfy in play because Cyrus is like, third Comfy, another low HP Pokemon that Sableye can take advantage of. Do I really want to do this? Do I really need this? The answer is no. Cyrus doesn't need this. If Cyrus can go Comfy, Colress this turn, it's a Comfy, Colress Vacuum next turn, then Cyrus gets to 10 with only 2 Comfy in play. So, yeah, Cyrus is really thinking about, do I really need this Comfy? I think the answer is you probably don't need to take this here as Cyrus. Definitely want the Cram. Could just grab a Sableye instead. I would just grab a Sableye here, I think, instead as Cyrus. Yeah, you just don't want to put the extra low HP Pokemon in play that you don't really want to sit in play. You always have to put the Sableye in play, right? So now, if you take Sableye here instead of Comfy, you do still have 3 low HP Pokemon in play. But if you put Sableye in play after the Comfy, then that's another low HP Pokemon in play that all of a sudden you have to worry about. And also, the 10 more HP can make a difference depending on how many switch cards you're able to consistently pull off. So, I don't think you need this Comfy here. So it depends on the composition of the rest of the hand, though. Like, if we have a Colress in hand and stuff like that, then needing this Comfy is less likely. But if you have just like a bunch of switch cards and no Colress, then it's like, well, I want to grab this extra Comfy so I can dig a little bit deeper. So it depends on what's in the hand as well, to be honest, a little bit. It's not just you never want 3 Comfy in play. Like, we need to get to that Colress as well still. So I'm not sure what the grab there was there for Cyrus. And I can't see the rest of the hand. I think there was a Vacuum in hand. Oh, it might just be a pass here from Cyrus. Does bench the Manaphy. I don't know if I like that Manaphy bench there. I think maybe it's there to play around Escape Rope a little bit here as Cyrus. Or maybe Cyrus is still playing in fear of the Greninja a little bit. Yeah, the hand sucks here for Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus might be playing in fear of the Greninja here, to be honest. Which we know doesn't exist. But I don't know if Cyrus fully picked up on that in Game 1, that the Greninja probably does not exist in Aaron's deck. Or at least does not have the ability to be able to attack. But couldn't ever see Aaron's hands. It was a little bit harder for Cyrus to tell than for us to tell. But we should easily be seeing a Cram attack here from Aaron. No problem. Even gets one more Comfy off use before that. And we definitely want to see Aaron take the knockout on the active here. Over like playing an Escape Rope. Because if you play an Escape Rope here, if Cyrus has picked up on it, Cyrus would push up the Manaphy. So yeah. Probably want to see Cyrus go with the, or see Aaron go with the knockout on the active if possible. We'll see. Gotta see a switch card from Aaron. I think there is a switch card in hand. Does Aaron not have a way to switch? No way. Wait, what? No way. That is a huge mistake. I was like, there's no way you like send this Comfy up. Yeah, there's no way you don't just retreat to Cram here if you don't have a switch card in hand. Instead, Aaron hard retreats Comfy to Comfy. And then, yeah, that's just a huge misplay there from Aaron. You just retreat to Cram here and take the knockout. Just take the knockout. The prize card is like too valuable. You just get the prize. We're chilling. That's a big mistake here from Aaron. All right, we'll see how this goes for Cyrus. So Cyrus didn't really do too much last turn, so we'll see how much of a punish this can possibly be. And it looks like not that much of a punish at all, because that was like a Sableye and an Echoing Horn. All right, there's the pass. So no punish from Cyrus. You hate to see that. So no punish. Aaron gets the chill. Another Colress here, getting up to 9 in the loss zone. Can get into the Sableye this turn for Aaron. It's possible to Sableye this turn. There's a Sableye and takes it. So Sableye plus Mirage Gate, switch card plus Psychic Energy. A lot of ways to attack with the Sableye here. Should be no problem, I would assume, for Aaron to actually pull off the attack with Sableye. I see a Psychic in hand. I see a Mirage Gate in hand. Is there a switch card in hand? I guess is just kind of the question. Or we're going to have to Mirage Gate to the active to be able to move this thing. And if we are Mirage Gating, why are we attaching to the Sableye then? Do we want to get both energy out of the deck, possibly? Do we want to leave more energy in the deck? And we see now Aaron is eyeing up the Psychic Energy. And we can always attach to the Tina, so it doesn't really hurt too much to get the extra energy here. I feel like this is probably being a little bit more aggressive than you need to be. You could have conserved an energy. Maybe that doesn't really make any sense. Maybe this does make more sense from Aaron to get the extra energy play. Okay, we see the Sableye attack here from Aaron. And to be honest, I would maybe KO the Cram here as Aaron. I would maybe go Sableye KO Cram. Cyrus has had a really slow start, and likely the only way Cyrus will be able to attack next turn is through a Cramorant. Cyrus doesn't have energy in hand or switch cards, because Cyrus would be going one Comfy pass. If Cyrus had energy or switch cards, would be going Comfy. So the value, removing a Comfy from play theoretically doesn't really do very much because of how, because the composition of Cyrus's hand and the information you have on the composition of Cyrus's hand. So to be honest, I think Aaron should KO Cram here. I think we should see a KO on the Cram here from Aaron. We'll see what. Hey, okay. All right, I like it. And one to the Manaphy. Makes sense. Good choice from Aaron. There's a switch card finally for Cyrus. There's a Colress as well. Now, can Cyrus get to the 10 in the loss zone this turn? It is possible. There was 2 in the loss zone to begin the turn. Colress for 4, 5, 6 from 2 Comfreys, double Vacuum, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it is possible to actually see a attack here from Cyrus with Sableye. It's just really unlikely, and more likely than not we'll have to settle for some kind of attack with Cram, but we'll see. There's a super odd in hand there for Cyrus. It looked like there was no other Cram in the deck here from Cyrus, so I assume Cyrus only plays the one Cramorant. Does play a Heavy Ball, but that's also prized. It doesn't affect anything anyways. Comes a Pokestop, a switch card, and that's it. Man, Pokestop got nerfed so bad when they made tool cards. We're getting close here to Cyrus. We're about to get up to 7 here with this next Comfy. I guess you could go quad Comfy here as Cyrus and shuffle the Pidgeot back into the deck, to be honest. You actually could do that. Yeah, you actually could do that here as Cyrus. There's no Echoing Horn for Cyrus as well. So Aaron can limit their bench to just the 5 low HP Pokemon and then start building up Tinas from there as well. Okay. Oh, there's plenty of Vacuums in hand, actually. But there's only one Stadium. Okay, so Cyrus is like missing another target for the Vacuum, actually. That's what Cyrus is missing here. Switch into Sableye. And scratch for 20. Let's go. Hoping that Aaron's Tina is stuck in the active. Let's go. Couple plays here for Aaron. Oops, where did I skip ahead to? Aaron could boss KO the Pidgeot here. And I actually think I might like that play better than any other play. If Aaron can pull it off, if they have boss and a V-Star in hand, there's a V-Star in the loss zone, at least one. If not, just attacking with Sableye here from Aaron is also fine. Just going Sableye, KO the Sableye, build up some damage on those bench small Pokemon. Gets rid of the second Roxanne. I don't know what that card was. I'm going to go ahead and bet it's not better than Roxanne. Even though you're ahead in this matchup as Aaron, Roxanne is still so good in this matchup. It's a switch! Why are we taking a switch over a Roxanne? That can't be correct. I do not like that play. The Roxannes are so good. Even in a point where you're ahead. We're really far ahead here as Aaron. You got to take the Roxanne, though. You got to take the Roxanne. Like, we're ahead. I get it. We're ahead. That's cool. I like being ahead, too. But Roxanne is really good in this matchup. You never know when things are going to start to fall apart. Also, you know Cyrus plays, like, the Hawlucha and stuff to, like, even spread extra damage and play to start to pull back into the prize exchange. So, yeah, I don't like that at all from Aaron. We should see the Sableye attack here, though, from Aaron. We'll see. It did already attach return to the active, so can't do that again. That'd be illegal. All right, Sableye here. And we should see Sableye knock out the active Sableye. Remove that from play. Make Cyrus work that much harder on the next turn. We got 4 left. Loads it all up on the Manaphy. I think I am fine with that. Pushing up Manaphy to then switch cart your Manaphy in a situation where Cyrus is like this far behind does not feel good. So this one's looking real rough. Actually uses the Super Rod before... Interesting. Uses Super Rod before anything else. What does Cyrus have in hand where you wouldn't want to like... Are we trying to get one of these pieces off this Comfy use? Because it looked like Cyrus was ready to use the Comfy. Interesting. Was there enough... I don't know if... Does that make sense there? I don't think that makes sense from Cyrus at all. Does it ever make sense there from Cyrus to Super Rod before using the Comfy? I can't tell fully what Cyrus's hand is, but I don't think that makes sense. Like I said, I can't tell what the hand is, but I think you would want to dig for the Colress first off the Comfy, unless Cyrus wants to shuffle the deck, but I don't think there's any reason that Cyrus would want to shuffle the deck here. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that sequence there from Cyrus. We'll see. It looks like the Sableye will be attacking this turn, though. Cyrus, or yeah, the Sableye will be attacking this turn. We have that for sure. And there's the 4 Seal Stone. I have no idea what Cyrus grabbed. We should definitely see this Pidgeot probably make its way back to the deck now, because it's definitely possible Aaron has like the boss knockout. We don't really want to give that up for free here as Cyrus. So here comes a Vacuum. Oh, there's Pokestop. Or actually might use the Pokestop first as well here. We'll see. Has a switch card in hand, but you kind of want to switch card that damage off the Manaphy, I think. There's a... Ooh, got the whole squad there. So you could switch into Manaphy, switch card the damage off Manaphy. It might make a difference in later turns to remove damage. There's the Charizard as well still here for Cyrus that could come into play later. So the Charizard could still be a big deal to want to carry that Tina off the bench. So we really need to see Aaron like evolve that Tina at some point to like keep it out of range of Charizard unless Cyrus wants to commit some Sableye damage to it. Does heal the damage. Now this doesn't stop Aaron from getting a 2-prize knockout this turn, but it prevents like the further buildup of damage towards later turns. I mean, from Aaron here, we should still see Aaron should try and find Sableye, KO Sableye, build up more damage on the bench, kind of repeat. There's the Hawlucha play from Cyrus. I don't really love Hawlucha being benched. I guess it's okay. And just goes for the double Comfy KO. Okay, that's interesting. Not answering the threat of Aaron Sableye, though. I don't know how much I like that. Doesn't answer the threat of Aaron Sableye. Interesting. Let's see how it plays out, to be honest. I'm actually not too sure how this is going to go from here. I feel like you should answer that, because this gives like an opportunity for Aaron now to go like, okay, bench Sableye, attach a Sableye. Now I have 2 Sableyes in play. And now even if you Roxanne me, but I don't even know if Cyrus does play Roxanne, even if you Roxanne me, now I definitely have another attack set up with my next Sableye. So I don't know, like it gets you the prize cards. I don't know how much that matters. There's a boss from Aaron, so Aaron doesn't really have too many options to work with. Just going with the boss play here on the Hawlucha, and then going to snipe around the Hawlucha. There's the Tina V-Star. I think Aaron had that in hand last turn and just didn't do it, but should have done it. That's fine. We got it there now. I actually wonder if there was a way that Aaron could have healed this 20 damage off this Giratina, which I think you definitely actually want to do. If Aaron has like a jet in hand, you could have jetted the Tina V into the active and then switch carded it back into the Sableye. Because this 2 damage counters, I don't know. I don't want to do the math, but it could make a difference for like a Zard all of a sudden being able to boss KO the Tina off the bench. So I think I would like to have seen it happen. So there's another dude. Why are we doing? We don't need prize cards. You don't need prize cards. Cyrus, why are we so obsessed with drawing prize cards? To avoid switch card from healing the damage. Maybe Cyrus does need to be obsessed. Maybe Cyrus on Cyrus's side. Maybe Cyrus does need to be obsessed with drawing prize cards. To be honest, but Aaron definitely doesn't need to be obsessed with drawing prize cards, right? What if you just went KO Sableye, and then 1-1-1-1, and then Sableye draw 2, Sableye win, or Sableye draw 2 and then Tina win, right? Especially if you're bossing Hawlucha, not killing Sableye is question mark. Yeah, like the point of bossing the Hawlucha is to make it as hard as possible to attack with Sableye on your next turn. But if you're not KOing the Sableye, it's really easy for Cyrus to attack a Sableye and then establish another Sableye with an energy and then have the back-to-back Sableyes. But I guess if Aaron doesn't have any Roxanne to work with anyways, you're never disrupting Cyrus's hand, so you don't really... Like, they're always going to be able to chain their Sableyes if they want to. I think on Cyrus's side, it might make sense to draw... I don't know if it made sense on Cyrus's side either to just draw prize cards faster, though. What's Cyrus's prize trade here? So Aaron KOs, draws down to 2. Cyrus goes, draw 1. There's no way for Cyrus to win this trade if Aaron attacks every turn, right? Aaron just has to go attack, attack, win. So on this turn from Cyrus, you go Sableye, KO Sableye, 4, go down to 3, attack again, KO something, go down to 2, and then either Sableye again for the last 2, or boss KO Tina. 1, 2, 3. No matter what, Cyrus wins in 3 turns. On Aaron's side, no matter what, you win in 2 turns. So you just don't need to be as aggressive. So they both should have KO'd Sableye here, I feel like. Because Cyrus should have KO'd Sableye, hoping that then Aaron whiffs Sableye for the rest of the game and can't take a double prize knockout like Aaron just did. And Aaron doesn't need to take a double prize knockout here. Could just leave Cyrus bench locked, KO the Sableye, and be like, okay, you probably can set up another Sableye next turn, but I'm going to force you to set up another Sableye next turn. So I think both, like, just drawing the... Neither player advanced the game faster, even factoring cards. Yeah, also the cards don't matter either. Like, yeah, that's the biggest thing is, like, even though it is playing around switch card, it's playing around the possibility of the heals from switch card happening. The heals from switch card actually don't make a difference. And both players have played a decent amount of switch cards as well. I don't know if either players are counting how many switch cards are left. So yeah, even though Aaron is still staying on the prize trade track, you always KO the Sableye here because you may as well make it like, okay, if Cyrus whiffs, then I just literally just win the game. So Aaron might as well take the advantage of, oh, if you whiff the Sableye next turn, I win. Why not put your opponent on if you whiff, I win? You should always put your opponent on you if you whiff, I win. There's no reason to not add that as like an extra out, right? Yeah, so I really don't like this. The sequence from either player on that last turn. I didn't really like the sequence from either player right there. But it is looking like it should be a dub here for Aaron. Because I think what's going to happen here, Cyrus is going to do this attack. I mean, now you KO the Sableye as Cyrus, so KO's the Sableye. Tina's now in range, but now Aaron's just going to go attack with Cram, attack with Tina, and the game should be end. Even if Cyrus has boss KO on Tina, I would hope that Aaron has like a boss left or an escape rope or can set up another Tina to respond to the Charizard. If Aaron can't respond to the Charizard or has a Sableye, there's like so many things Aaron can have here. We only have 9 minutes left as well, so it's not looking like there's enough time here for game 3. The attach to the Cram is... Whoa, what is going on? All right, so right now Aaron's overvaluing the potential of switch card heal the Comfy, but Aaron should have just gone to bench Sableye, attach to Sableye, attack with Cram, and then Aaron literally wins on board. Now no, it's looking like it's not going to happen. I'm trying to come, yeah. Well, I guess that's maybe fine for Aaron to do if Aaron has this play still. Because now Aaron's just going to go Mirage Gate to the Sableye and still have the Sableye set up. So I guess it's fine, to be honest. Because you have the Mirage Gate still, you still have the Sableye fully set up. So this makes this play fine, actually, from Aaron. At first, I was like, because if Aaron just had, like, a retreated attack with Cram, then all of a sudden there is, like, a possibility for Cyrus to... Is there actually, though? There really isn't, to be honest. You could have, like, whiffed at that point, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, your hand is so big here. I guess it's like there's never like a mistake that's actually happening here as Aaron. You're always winning. Even attacking with Sableye here is fine because either Sableye gets knocked. Yeah, so you attack with Sableye here, knock out the active Sableye, put 4 on the Halucha or 1-1-1, 2-1-1, and then you have Tina set up and Sableye set up. So the game is just over. So Cyrus should just concede right here. Cyrus is quickly doing the math. Yeah, so Cyrus should just concede right here. Cyrus forgot that their Sableye got knocked out and then drew their card. But Cyrus should concede here anyway. There's no win condition, right? Unless I'm clowning. But yeah, I don't think there's a win condition here. So Cyrus should just pick it up and go to the next game. Let's try and win game 3. Let's donk somebody here. But now they're talking about it. Penalties being dished out. And it should be a 2 prize penalty to Cyrus. I'm trying to think of how this ever couldn't be a 2 prize penalty. I mean, the Sableye is always knocked out. You're always sending up Comfy here as Cyrus, but what you send up could change based on your top deck. So this should be a 2 prize penalty against Cyrus, I guess, here every time, like how 2 prize penalties work. See, in this kind of actually, this kind of seeing a card, like if someone plays a research and sees the 8th card, I'm not as big a fan of that being a prize penalty. I do think this should probably be a double prize penalty though. Yeah, so I'm like fine if this becomes a 2 prize penalty, which it probably should. And now, like, yeah, now the time just being eaten up for no reason. And now Cyrus probably, I mean, it lessens the chance of Cyrus having, I mean, they're going to get a time extension here at some point throughout all this. So, like, they're going to go through the ruling. The ruling's going to be dished out. It's going to be a 2 prize penalty against Cyrus. They'll get a time extension. So they will have a little bit more time to work with. But Cyrus should have conceded, like, a little while ago to give themselves as much time as possible going into game 3. It still probably wouldn't be enough time for Cyrus to win. or for Aaron to win. There's probably never going to be enough time for either player to win the match. But you may as well give yourself the best odds. You sat down, going into this match, Cyrus and Aaron sat down being like, I'm trying to win this match. Aaron has to win game 2, so Aaron can't ever concede. Cyrus is in a situation where they can concede and have more time in game 3, and, you know, be the, you know, like your goal is to just like play as much Pokemon as possible, because then if you are the, it's like this is the replay. If you are the better player, you're trying to play as much Pokemon as possible, right? So here we go, going into game 3. Not much time left. Actually, I'm not sure how much time we have left. Take a look at these prize cards real fast. They probably won't be too consequential one way or the other. A Sableye and Heavy Ball being prized is kind of annoying. Cyrus does play triple Sableye, but you want the possibility of like setting up 2 Sableyes on the board to play around Roxanne, or even triple Sableye on the board to play around Roxanne, and it's harder to do that when one is prized, and the Heavy Ball is prized as well. It's going to be really hard to find this 3rd Sableye to potentially set that up, and it allows you to play around Roxanne a little bit better. Once again, not a whole ton of time though, so who knows if that will even get to a point where Roxanne happens. Prize cards for Aaron. One of the Sableyes is prized, which kind of sucks. Same with the Super Route, but they're both in the early prize cards. Colress and a Pokegear in the prize cards as well. Same thing with the Force System and, of course, in the prize cards for Cyrus. Could lead to either player not being able to find Cyrus as soon as they would like, but like nothing too consequential here. Just like the Sableye Heavy Ball, both being prized there for Cyrus, can be a little bit annoying heading to late game. And it looks like Cyrus chose to go second here to try and get the potential donk. And yeah, only 2 minutes left, so I think it's a reasonable choice there from Cyrus to be like, all right, I'll go second. Hopefully I donk you. And then, actually, in this matchup, I think you want to go second no matter what, actually. In this matchup, you're going second no matter what. So, yeah, I think you're always choosing to go second here, Cyrus. And this is the added effect of, okay, we have 2 minutes left. Hopefully I donk you. But I think it's pretty obvious. Both players have a pretty big hand. There's a couple mulligans from Aaron, but also has the Battle VIP pass. So I think we can probably just skip ahead here, and we will see a tie commence here in just a second. And that's time in the round. Thank you for coming to the PokemonTCG round 4 or 5. Pick it up. Yeah, so Cyrus should have skipped a little bit sooner. Obviously, it probably wouldn't have mattered, but min-maxing is just important. And min-maxing in Pokemon is super, super important. So, like, trying to get that extra couple of minutes, you never know what's going to make a difference. Both players played, I think, a little poorly in both games, especially Aaron in game 1 with like the aggressive bench setup and then like some follow-up stuff, obviously. But oh, maybe I missed that. All right, let's get into it. So the only Charizard I think that made it onto stream today is this one here. We got Charizard, Pidgeot, I believe Arceus. I actually don't know for sure if there's Arceus in this build here. Versus Lost Box, and it looks to be like a pretty straightforward. Well, we prized the Dragonite and the Raikou. That kind of sucks. That's actually like pretty bad prize cards. If we get an early Forest Sealstone, that's not going to be very helpful. But we'll see what else I got. This is a pretty tough matchup for Lost Box, to be honest. I think you're pretty unfavored against the Arceus deck. Yeah, I don't know. It's just tough. It's just oh yeah, it's just tough. It's tough. Everything just got so much HP, and like you rare candy like 2 things out on turn 2, and it's like you got a Charizard, a Pidgeot, and an Arceus V-Star, and it's like your cap is hitting with like Dragonite, but like Dragonite, even then Dragonite's getting like can get like 1-hit KO'd, so it's pretty tough. We'll see. There's a Charmander, there's the Pidgey, and then we have a Nest Ball in hand as well. Could become a couple of different things here. If how do you say the name? Zeri? If Zeri knows they're up against Turbo Lost Box, Manaphy is a good argument here to grab, but Manaphy is prized. So, looks like they're even eyeing up second Arceus, which would also be a pretty good grab to play around Escape Rope, to be honest. We could also grab another Charmander. Goes with the Mew grab, though. I don't know if I like the Mew grab here. So we're definitely looking for like a turn 1 Greninja here. On the Lost Box side. To KO the Pidgey and to KO the Charmander. Yeah, what is this Mew grab? What is this? I don't think I like this Mew grab. So if we play Escape Rope, the Mew gets pushed up. The Mew gets KO'd by the Cram. They don't play Escape Rope. The Mew's not going to the active, and then it's just a free prize card to get picked on later. If a turn 1 Greninja happens, I don't see how Mew's helping you when a turn 1 Greninja happens. You're just losing your Charmander and your Pidgey. If a turn 1 Dragonite happens, okay, so it is good against turn 1 Dragonite, I guess, right? If turn 1 Dragonite happens, but then wouldn't you just rather have a second Arceus V in play? The hand sucked. There's a Colress in the hand here for Zeri. I think it's always just better as a second Arceus here, to be honest. I think always this is just always better as second Arceus. I think it's always just better as second Arceus, which we did see was in the deck. And I don't believe one of the V-Stars was prized, so you wouldn't be hanging out with an extra Arceus on the bench. There's the Drapion in there as well. So they at least have the... If they find a Forest Sealstone, they can at least grab Drapion here. But they did prize the Raikou and the Dragonite. The Dragonite's like the biggest thing that's prized here, because you would love to get a turn 1 Dragonite KO Arceus here. That would be like ideal here. Ideal would be definitely knock out the active with Dragonite. For sure. And just shut down the V-Star potential, Starbirth potential. Comfey and Greninja so far. Like I said, Dragonite's prize, so that will have to come through a Heavy Ball, which I assume they play the Heavy Ball. I don't know for sure. But pretty good to assume that there's a Heavy Ball in the hand here. We'll see. Here comes a Greninja use, I'm sure. Get rid of the Lightning Energy here. And you want to get rid of the Lightning because if you are planning to attack with Dragonite, if you draw into a Lightning Energy, you might want to be able to or Super Rod that Lightning Energy back into the deck so you can actually attack with Dragonite. And we got some switch cards, so a couple Comfey uses on the way. There's a town store. There's no V Pokemon to work. I think you do grab the town store here, though, because then the town store could become a Forest Seal Stone. Well, I only saw the Sky Seal Stone in the deck, to be honest. Yeah, I don't like that grab. I mean, it just kind of depends, to be honest. There's the Escape Rope. They already seems like they're planning to not actually get a knockout on the Arceus. Once you use the Escape Rope, you're basically locked out of that. But we can get to 4 in the Lost Zone here, so you can go Nest Ball. Yeah, we can go Nest Ball for Cram. Beach Court Retreat. Lost Vacuum, get rid of the Beach Court. Attack with Cram, Cram knock out Mew. And then go from there. Yo, what's up, Slap? Like I said, it's going to be the plan here. I didn't love the town store get rid of because that takes away the Forest Seal Stone out. And the Beach Court wasn't like necessary to get to the bench either, so I kind of like chilling a little bit more, to be honest. You just get rid of the Halucha here. Halucha seems kind of mid. Halucha or Water Energy. I kind of like getting rid of the Halucha here, though. I don't know. Also, with knowing 2 V Pokemon are prized, the town store is pretty good as well, because then the town store can go get you the Forest Seal Stone, could have lost it away still. And then if you get Dragonite, or Raikou out of the prize cards, then the Forest Seal Stone becomes a Colress. So I would like to have seen the Beach Court grabbed here, I think. Panther, Beach Court, and Miraidon. I mean, the results from Pittsburgh say Beach Court, so I'd go with Beach Court. Yeah, there's a Colress. Is that Copycat? Oh, wait, the Concede? Wait, why would we concede here? Why are we conceding? What is going on? They didn't even play a Colress on their turn. Did I see 2 No, wait, what are those? Are those actually Copycats? Now the hand sucks? But the hand doesn't suck for the situation yet. I can't tell what these are, to be honest. Are those Copycats? They look like Copycats. They can't be Copycats, though. There's no way. This is a bad concede. This is a terrible concede. You should not concede here. Your opponent attacked with Cram turn 1 and didn't play a Colress. Make them show that they can actually threaten you. If the Lost Box player just hits with Cram again and you get to play Colress, get Arceus with Rare Candy, both your Pokemon, you probably just win the game. This is a really bad. This is a bad concede here. Serena, is that what it is? I can't tell what this is. Looks like 2 Boss. Oh, is it Boss? This is actually a bad concede here. Your opponent attacked with Cram and didn't use a Colress. Like, they barely got away with a Cram attack through a vacuum. Like, why would you concede here? Like, if you just go pass and they just go, okay, 110 to your Arceus, and you go Colress into Arceus, win the game, then you're cruising. You definitely go one more turn here. This is like a bad concede here. Like, you just use another Colress on the next turn. Your opponent attacked with Cram through a vacuum. They ain't got shit. I think he knew he was about to get Greninja next turn, but there's no guarantee of Greninja happening. Your opponent didn't use Colress last turn. How do you know you're going to get Greninja? Also, their hand didn't have the Greninja play in it. They didn't know anything. Your opponent literally didn't use Colress last turn. How are you going to assume you're going to get Greninja next turn? Also, they probably weren't going to get Greninja next turn. The Lost Box player's hand didn't have like anything in it. No Colress. They didn't have guaranteed anything. You just force your opponent to have it. You don't just assume your opponent has everything. Weighing up time. No, so it definitely just a mistake. That was a bad concede. That's a bad concede. That's a terrible concede. It's a bad scoop. You just let your opponent like start their turn. If they show you the Greninja, if they show you the Dragonite, then you concede. Probably getting no. That's not true. Your opponent. You're not probably getting, if your opponent didn't use a Colress last turn, you're not probably for sure getting Greninja next turn. That's just not true. If your opponent used Colress on the last turn, there's definitely a bigger argument for conceding there. But they didn't even use a Colress. That's just like that's a bad concede. You one more turn. You give your Lost Box opponent one more turn. If they have the Dragonite KO, you're active. If they have the Greninja snipe 2 of your bench Pokemon, all right, I'm okay with the concede there. But that is definitely not guaranteed at all. Yeah, you definitely just because you have a rough start doesn't mean your opponent doesn't also have a rough start. And they kind of showed that they already had like a not great start because they had to vacuum to get to 4. Like, you appreciate the 72 months there, gamer. Cringe concede, cringe concede, cringe concede. That's a TCG live tilt concede. To be honest, yeah, that is a TCG live tilt concede, 100%. There was definitely way more game. There was definitely a potential for more game to be played there. That definitely doesn't warrant conceding for sure. I don't play Pokemon TCG and have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, but it's entertaining. That's what I'm here for. That's good. That's exactly that. That means I'm doing something right for sure. If someone who's never played the Pokemon TCG before or doesn't play it thinks I'm entertaining, we've made it. It doesn't matter, Tony. I understand. Listen, I understand all these things. I understand conceding. I understand Lost Box is a little bit of a slower deck. I'm just saying the concede is still incorrect. I am factoring all of those things into my decision when I say they should not have conceded. All of those things are being factored. I'm thinking about all those things. They're playing against Lost Box. I know that. Time is a factor. I know that. The concession was still incorrect. I know all these things. I get it. I know. I know these things. These things I know. Been here before. I'll be here again. Bad concession. I can't trust anything you say, to be honest, Echo. Man, the guy is playing Charizard. So you just changed your argument, Tony. Your argument went from they're try-harding against Lost Box, and they're factoring the fact that Lost Box is a deck that takes a lot of time, and there's only so much time left. And then you changed your argument to, man, the guy's playing Charizard. He is here for fun. You can't just change your argument to fit your. You just changed your argument. You're like, initially my argument is they're playing Lost Box. So as a Charizard player to conserve time, they're conceding. And then it's like, the guy's here for, if they're here for fun, then why would they concede? They're just here to play Pokemon. They don't care about the outcome of the tournament or the outcome of their tournament, which I'm not saying that. That's what you're saying. Then why are they so try hard calculating the time and deciding when to concede and all that? You can't just change your argument. I'll take one more turn for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just one more turn. Make them have it. If they have it, concede. Go next. You don't have to stick it out past that. If they have the Greninja play or the KO and you're active, go next. They're 5-0. I'm pretty sure they're trying to win. Well, of course, no one's sitting down at the Pokemon table and being like, I hope I lose this match. But, no one's like, yeah, no one's sitting at the table and be like, I'm here to lose. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a bad argument. I'm here to lose. I play water energy and I'm here to lose. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I'm taking all the factors into account, and I think they should have stuck it out one more turn for sure. Yeah, I've seen way too many times, like, and I've had those hands too, like, where it's like my hand just kind of, I had like a pretty meh turn one, my hand sucks, and my opponent just had like, they just whiffed one little thing, and they're just like, man, I hate this game, I can't believe I whiffed, I'm conceding, let's go to the next game. It's like, if they just stick out one more turn, I literally just lose the game, but like, you got to make your opponent have some of it. Like, you can't just like give it up just give it up too easily for sure. I'm here to tie. I showed up, I play water energy, and I'm here to tie. Okay, you convinced me? Okay. I don't have to convince you. If you truly think they should have done it, but like, yeah, everything you guys have said so far is like, yeah, I'm factoring all that in. I'm factoring in there's Lost Box, there's time. If you still think they should have conceded, that's fine. We can have different opinions, but I'm thinking about all those things too. I'm thinking about Lost Box, I'm thinking about time. I think they should have stuck it out one more turn. Also, because like the Charizard deck, you're taking like no time in your turns and you win pretty fast. You're like draw, attack, attack, draw, attach, attack, draw, attach, attack, and you're just like, all right, I don't know, attach, attack. And you're just like, it's not like you're playing like a Lost Box mirror where it's like they're playing Lost Box and I'm playing Lost Box. We're both playing Lost Box, you know. Back to the game at hand though. Turn 1 Greninja is definitely the focus, but this hand does have the vacuum, but it doesn't. The Colress is kind of rough, to be honest. Giving up the escape rope is interesting. I feel like you're trying to attack with the cram here this turn. Actually, no, this Comfey actually has to be pretty good, to be honest. Because the vacuum is not active right now. We're going with the Nest Ball. Oh, but the Nest Ball becomes second Comfey here. I don't know about getting rid of the escape rope here. I thought you said it's a skill issue for people knowing what to skill. Oh, it definitely is. No spoilers, but it works in his favor. I mean, just as well, you put the cap at the end of there, just because something works in someone's favor doesn't mean it was correct. It just means that's how it ended up. All right, so I think we do have the turn 1 cram attack here to take out the Pidgey. Yeah, just because something works in someone's favor doesn't mean it's correct. It just means that that's how it ended up. What's your VAC force split and turbo loss if you had to say off the top of your head? I don't know. In like a turbo list, probably 3 VAC, 2 force, or 3-3. I don't know. Yeah. All right, Cram KO. I honestly wonder if they went into this match with the idea if they whiff turn 2 Zard and Scoop, get to the next one, not worried about the opponent hand or not. Yeah, but that's what. But I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with what Zeri thinks. I'm concerned with what's correct and what's incorrect. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Zeri thinks. Like, it's literally irrelevant. I'm just here to tell you if I think something's a misplay or a correct play. That's it. That's all I'm here to do. I don't care if Zeri thinks it's correct or incorrect. I thought he could have at least tried to get some deck knowledge, playing a few more turns. No, I wouldn't have played any more turns for deck knowledge. That's not worth the time investment. You're playing against Lost Box. You know what they're playing. Like, there shouldn't be any huge surprises that would actually happen in the next couple of turns. Yeah, you shouldn't continue playing the game for deck knowledge. You should only continue playing the game to make sure they have it. I'm not trying to, like imagine if Zeri opens the next hand and just has a dead hand. Like, the game for Zeri on the last game was very much a live game. The game was definitely there. Like, have a coach for the next turn, continue playing the game potentially, right? You weren't in like a completely dead scenario. So like the game was very live and very potentially very winnable, depending on how the Lost Box player drew on the next turn. So yeah, I know the price mana fee. We saw the price go at the beginning of game one. The mana fee didn't matter though, because the Greninja was like definitely not guaranteed at all on the other side of the field. The Greninja was like not definitely gonna happen, not 100% gonna happen. Like, the Greninja was possible, but if it doesn't happen, who cares? You just win if the Greninja doesn't happen, probably, with the next Colress. The next Colress probably just sets you up to win the game. So if they just go Cram Punch, which is definitely possible, the play would have been just Cram Punch from the Lost Box side. It could have just been Cram Punch. It wasn't like, that wouldn't have been like ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying, just make them have the Greninja play. I don't think you're losing too much time to make them have the Greninja play. I just don't think you're losing that much time to make them have the Greninja play. Oh, they actually play the Serena here. I actually don't hate that, to be honest. The Charizard just feels so underwhelming in the Charizard deck. Radiant Charizard just feels so underwhelming. Just feels so underwhelming. We do see a Nestwall coming down here. And I'm curious to see what you probably just go for second Arceus, right? In this matchup, you probably just set up 2 Arceus and a Charizard at this point. Yeah, 2 Arceus and a Charizard. Because if the Lost Box player doesn't play Echoing Horn, and even if they do play Echoing Horn, you could Super Rod the Pidgey back into the deck. So yeah, I like this. Just Arc Charizard is kind of chill in this matchup, actually. You'd prefer Pidgey. You prefer like Arc Pidgey Charizard. But if you bench a Pidgey at this point, he gets KO'd and then puts the Lost Box player back on even prizes. How do you pronounce it? I keep saying Lost Box player because I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Sujith? I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm just going to keep saying Lost Box. Do you think 50-minute rounds are good? I think it's better than best of one, like 30 minutes. But it doesn't mean, I think it could be improved. I don't know what the exact improvement should be. I'd have to like think about it. But I would like to see something like, I would like to see 60 minutes, no +3. I think I'll see best of 3, 60 minutes, no +3. Sujith? I'm just gonna Sujith, not Jith. Sujith. So far it does look rough here for Sujith though. I don't think we're seeing like a Dragonite attack or anything like that on this turn. We'll see though. There is a. Actually, we might see a Dragonite attack here, and I think you definitely want to see the Dragonite attack here, and then force Zeri to have, because if Zeri doesn't have the choice belt here, there's actually no way to want to get the Dragonite. The Dragonite can get 2 attacks off, which would be a pretty big deal. So I think we just go all in on this Dragonite here for Sujith. They gotta have +3 as a countermeasure to slow play, don't they? I mean, they don't have. That's why I said 60 minutes. 60 minutes would be more time. How does +3 like counter? I mean, I guess you could argue that you could eat up. I mean, I don't think so. You shouldn't change the rules of a match to get around slow play. You should just enforce. You should just more harshly enforce slow play not being a thing through penalties. You shouldn't be like, okay, we need +5. Why? Slow play. Okay, makes sense. Rocket. You should be like, okay, we need to crack down on slow play more. So the judging stuff should just crack down, and the guidelines should maybe change around slow play. That's what should happen. It shouldn't be like, okay, how much? +7. Oh, +9? +10? How do we completely... Actually, what if we can remove the 50 minutes and we only played a certain amount of turns each? It's just the whole tournament is best of 3 plus 50. Each player gets 25 turns of Pokemon. and that's it. Run it. All right, so the escape rope here. I like the Arceus send up here, I think, because you know the Dragonite's coming from Sujith, but if you send up the Charizard gets punched by Dragonite, and then the Charizard might get stuck. Like if Zeri just doesn't have a switch card. So this way, you give up the 2 prize cards to Zeri, but then if you get the choice belt to the Arceus, then you can respond and knock out the Dragonite. But actually, if you don't get the choice belt here as Zeri, you probably just lose, to be honest. But we'll see. I can see both sides. On one side, I can see why 60 minutes would be better. There's also a lot of potential for it to go wrong. I mean, yeah, but I don't think there's any more potential for it to go wrong than +3. I think if you took 60 minutes, no +3, versus 50 minutes +3, I think the amount of turns of Pokemon that are played goes up with 60 minutes as opposed to 50 minutes +3. I think you will just simply play more games of Pokemon. I think not more games of Pokemon. More turns of Pokemon will be played in 60 minutes, no +3, versus 50 minutes +3. I think more turns of Pokemon will be played, which means it's just overall a plus over the 60-minute +3 system. Okay, Dragonite's here. Force Seal Stun in play. I don't think it's. We'll see if it's necessary though. Did they? Oh, they used their V-Star power, so it was necessary. And they should have the water and the lightning here. They get the KO, and this comes down over to Zeri now. Does Zeri have? To be honest, can Zeri still? Actually, Zeri probably needs. No, Zeri definitely probably needs the choice belt here. If Zeri doesn't get the choice belt here, it's going to be pretty tough, to be honest. Yeah, like I said, I think the Arceus V send up here is good overall. Yeah, the Arceus V send up here is good overall. It's fine if it gets knocked out. You don't want your Charizard getting stuck in the active, because then Sujus could like punch the Charizard, not KO it with the Dragonite, and then Zeri could go, okay, attach the Zard pass maybe, and then Sujus could like retreat to Sableye and spread damage on the bench and not even attack with the Dragonite on like another turn, or like switch it out probably, but yeah, Dragonite knock, and yeah, Zeri is hunting for the choice belt. The V-Star power is gone from Zeri, and but that will put him pretty far ahead in the prize trade if Zeri can get the choice belt here. And I'm assuming Zeri plays the choice belt, especially because Zeri like went out of their way to put 3 basic fires on the Arceus, as opposed to putting a double turbo there, which I think they could have done to like conserve energy in the deck or putting more energy on the Zard itself. So it seems like that was intentional to play and set up for the potential of the choice belt. We'll see here though. There's a fire energy in the hand, so we got that to the Zard. Starts up the Zard, and then here comes the Iono. Like I said, I'm assuming the choice belt. Attach 3 energy from deck. Yeah, from an Arceus to an Arceus. Does anyone call you Coach GG? No, you're the first, Omega. Oh, there we go. There it is. Pretty good. That would have been actually. Do you just lose? Does Zeri just lose? Not 100%, but it would have been pretty tough to come back without the choice belt there. But this should put Zeri in a pretty favorable spot at this point, I think for sure. Yeah, Zeri's pretty far ahead here at this point. Iono down to 3 plus the KO, and now there's only 2 big Pokemon in place. Does Sujith even play Echoing Horn? Maybe. The Pidgey is in the discard pile right now to potentially take advantage of. So if Sujith does play Echoing Horn, now is the turn to play the Echoing Horn, to find it and go like Sableye KO the Pidgey and start to pressure the Arceus, or like Greninja KO the Pidgey plus 90 to the Arceus and then Sableye win the game. So now would be the time for Sujith to actually Echoing Horn, but I don't know if Sujith plays the Echoing Horn, to be honest. Does have an energy in hand. It's like, what do you even attack with here? Do you maybe go for a Greninja play? 90-90? Dude, what do you do here? Do you ever win the prize trade? Why is that Comfey in the discard pile? Am I trolling? Dude, why is that Comfey in the hand? Okay, there we go. It's on the board. Just reading Charizard to make sure what it does. Xerix is like Onyx. Oh, Xerix. I was gonna read Xerix. I was like leaving the X out, to be honest. Xerix. Okay, good to know. Appreciate it. I'm struggling with the names in this one, I'm not gonna lie. Xerix versus Sujith. Can't Greninja the Charizard on the bench, right? Oh, that's right. You can't even Greninja the Charizard. Yeah. Okay, that's probably what Sujith was like confirming. No! Don't do it. Oh, do we have an escape rope here for Sujith? Dude, did Sujith really read Charizard and is now about to snipe Charizard with Greninja? Dude, that would be hilarious. Please do it. I mean, you're going to lose this game anyway, so just let it... No, they have the escape rope. That would have been hilarious, though. Epic moment. But instead, we got the 90-90. But I don't think this is enough damage to win the game. Oh, okay. Sujith is definitely just hoping that the Charizard gets stuck here. That's what you have to hope for from here as Sujith. You're hoping Charizard gets stuck, but there is a fire in the hand here for Xerix. So fire active will get the knockout. And getting this KO here, I think just ends the game. Actually, if I'm Sujith here, I think I concede. Yeah, if you map this out, I don't think there's a win condition for... No, there's never a win condition here for Sujith. You should actually just concede right now. Unless you play Echoing Horn. Actually, even then, 6/6. No, if you play Echoing Horn, if Sujith plays Echoing Horn, there is still a win condition where you put the Pidgey back on the bench from the discard pile, Sableye KO it, and then go Dragonite KO the Arceus or the Charizard. So with Echoing Horn, I guess there's an out here. Now with Serena being put in play, does that ever actually hurt Xerix? Greninja 90 to the... You go Greninja 90 to the... Serena 90 to the Arceus. Then next turn, Sableye KO. It's a boss KO on a Sable. To be honest, I think Xerix should have KO'd the Greninja. The Greninja's like the draw power that potentially nothing else really gives you with the Serena. I actually think the Serena's not that big of a deal here. Like, I don't think Serena actually makes it like a worse situation. Sujith actually also does play... Sujith does play the Hawlucha. Does the Hawlucha ever get involved? That's true. We could see that Sujith could go Dragonite. That's a good actually. Dragonite KO Charizard, but can't do that anymore. So actually the Serena does make a difference here, right? Yeah. So right, Sujith could have got... Well, with the 2-card hand though, was that ever possible? Gee, no, I think with a 2-card hand it's literally still impossible. No, you could get some Greninja shenanigans. You'd have to draw perfectly here though. There'd have to be like a perfect draw. But I guess you're right, it is possible. But now with the Serena on the bench, you can't escape rope force up. Or no, now with the Serena being used, you can't want to KO the Dragonite or want to KO the Charizard. But you're right. Sujith could have gone without the Serena. Sujith could have gone Dragonite KO active, vacuum away the choice belt. Okay, that was an out. Okay, all right, game 3. But yeah, you're right. There was one out there. But with a 2-card hand, you'd have to literally draw. I don't even if you drew perfectly, is that even enough cards? Like you have to Super Rod the Dragonite, Colress into Dragonite, energy attached return, and a switch card. You have to draw basically perfect. Oh my gosh. Heavy Ball and... So the Dragonite is like super important in this matchup, obviously. Surprising Heavy Ball and Dragonite. It's going to be tough. So you just is at least going first, so it does have like the pressure of like turn 2 Greninja more easily. So it kind of forces Xerix to like get the Manaphy down and stuff like that. So we do have that going for Sujith here. There's a lot of switch cards in hand, so a lot of stuff to work with. So I think Sujith should just go here with double Comfey. Because you just want to build up your Lost Zone. I think building up your Lost Zone is more important than getting the Greninja here. Just because you want to threaten the Greninja attack next turn. So I would like to see double Comfey grabbed here. Because you have plenty of switch cards to maneuver the Comfeys. If the hand had like less options in it, then I would go with the Greninja. Because you have a decent amount of options in the hand here, Sujith, I would like to see double Comfey. D9 and Heavy Ball's an auto loss. Not if you can get off a Greninja play. The Greninja for 2. There's a course in the hand as well. Yeah, I would like to see the Lost Zone get built up more here. I don't like this. And then if you had, like, no matter what, if Greninja finds you an out to another Pokemon, or if Comfey finds you an out to another Pokemon, the Comfey can become Greninja, the Comfey out can become Greninja, or the Greninja out becomes Comfey. Or, I don't know what I'm saying, but that's what I mean. I think it goes for the Mirage Gate over the Beach Court, which I like because you definitely want to threaten the... Yeah, see, I don't like that, though. I don't know. I guess you're still hitting 6 next turn, though. You're still getting a 6 next turn. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you could have done it with one less switch card if you had used 2 Comfeys this turn as opposed to the Greninja. You do need the Greninja to actually use the Greninja to attack with. But I think building up the Lost Zone makes a little bit more sense, especially if you get, like... Having 2 Comfeys in play makes more sense to get your Lost Zone built up that much more. If you get, like, Iono'd here and you don't have, like, the Vacuum and the Colress in the hand on the next turn... then you're going to want double Comfey in play to get your Lost Zone a little bit further along, right? Because right now you only have 1. Yeah, I still like that, I think. I don't know. All right. So now Xerix is going to have to try and prioritize Manaphy. It's not prized this game. So we're looking for... Yeah, definitely got to prioritize the Manaphy. We're looking for Arceus. We're looking for... I mean, the Pidgey just seems so good to try and get the turn 2 Pidgey out. So we're looking for Arceus, Pidgey, Manaphy, Charmander. We do have the Charmander in the active. There's a Manaphy. There's the Arceus. You don't want to leave our Charmander in the active, but you don't want to leave your Arceus in the active. What do you want to leave in the active here? Ultra Ball coming out, getting rid of a Charizard. Keeps the Rare Candy of all things. Does that make the most sense? I guess that probably makes the most sense. Save the Rare Candy, right? Yeah. You can Super Rod these back if you want access to them later, but you're going to look for that double Candy turn 2. There is a Pidgey grab. And I guess to be honest, I think ideally here as Xerix, you want to bench Arceus. You want to bench another Arceus, and then you want to just retreat the Charmander to a Manaphy, I would assume. We don't want our Charmander to just get Cram KO'd. Although that wouldn't be terrible just to rock double, I don't know, double Arceus for the rest of the game doesn't sound as good, to be honest. I feel like we want to retreat to the Manaphy and bench second Arceus. Because then if escape rope happens, we could push an Arceus. Especially if we kind of get the read that our opponent is only going to be able to actually retreat to the Arceus. I don't think I like this. Because if you're going to attack with Cram here as Sujith, you'd rather attack with Cram into an Arceus than KO Manaphy. But if the escape rope happens, you can always push up an Arceus as Xerix. So I think you should retreat to Manaphy here always. The only problem with retreating to Manaphy is it does become a little bit harder to potentially move your Manaphy into an Arceus next turn. But if you have that problem, it's like a good problem to have because that means Sujith didn't draw a prize card on their turn. So it's like one of those things where it's like, it's a problem, but it's like a good problem because they don't have a prize card drawn, right? I don't know. Yeah. Now we're just going to see like Dragonite Punch active, I think. How much money to get my hair done like that? Like Xerix's? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna ever like dye my hair again. I think I'm done with that. It would take a lot. It would take a lot for me to dye my hair ever again. Well, I didn't even like dye it the last time. I just bleached it, but all right. Sujith on the hunt for Colress. The hand is really big with not that many options. Here's what I was talking about. This is actually like a great example of, hey, we'll let this play out. The escape rope happens, push up the other Arceus. I mean, as long as Xerix feels confident they can pull off the choice belt response. I guess I don't hate allowing an Arceus to go down to a Dragonite here, which isn't guaranteed, but there's a good shot of it. But see, this is a great example of like Sujith is playing out this whole hand and is probably just not going to attack this turn. This is what I was talking about in game 1. Like, make Sujith play out that extra turn, and if Sujith had like a similar sequence, then you just can win that game, right? Like, you want to play as many games of Pokemon where you have like a solid way to win the game still. Right, and if not enough has happened on the board state to really tellingly tell you if you're gonna win or lose, then you want to like stay in those games like until it's like very clear that you're losing, right, or going to lose. But until you get to that point, what if you just open up game 2 and you just brick, like you just brick and lose? Then you're gonna be hoping that you wish you had. And there's a balance to it, right? You want to be conceding enough so that way if the game you're playing in is like that bad, then in game 2. And game 3, you have more time to be able to finish game 2 and game 3. So, I don't know. There is a balance to it, of course. But, like, yeah. Like I was saying, in that game 1, I would like to have seen Xerix stick it out a little bit longer. All right. Pidgeon Artisan in hand. There's the... Sujith just goes retreat to Manaphy Pass. So, this turn for Xerix, all we're looking for is an attack. That's all we got to find is, like, some kind of attack. I guess time could become a factor here. There's only 16 minutes left. There's a Colress, which you definitely want to do before you use your Pidgey here. There's a choice belt. You get rid of the Battle VIP Pass and maybe the boss here as Xerix. You definitely keep the choice belt. And choices to get rid of the other course as well. We are playing our draw support for turn. We do have Pidgey as a follow-up to find draw supporter, so I think I like that overall. And then we see the Pidge here. I don't think there's any good cards in hand besides that, so I think we're going to see Xerix go for Arceus V-Star. Arceus V-Star finds Candy Charizard. Candy Charizard finds triple energy to Arceus. Arceus attacks. Arceus KOs Manaphy. Finds energy to put on the bench Arceus here. That should be what we see here. We'll see. If D-Knight KOs and they don't need an Arceus belt response. If D-Knight KOs, they don't need a belt response. Oh, they would just need the Charizard. You are right. Yeah, you are right. They would just need the... Well, you would still do it, right? Like, you still just got to do it and hope they don't have the Candy Charizard. You hope their hand is just like a complete brick. But that's true. You don't need the choice belt response. Yeah, that is true. So you would need like one less piece, which means it's probably pretty likely for you to pull off the play. All right, there's the KO. Was there any energy for the bench Arceus? No energy for the bench Arceus? Could be a slight boss liability, I guess. Probably not, because you have the Pidge in play to find like a switch card or a double turbo to retreat. And Sujith still does not have a ton to work with. I don't even know what the game... I think you... Yeah, Sujith doesn't really have a win condition here. Like, you don't really have a win condition here. Like, even attacking with Dragonite at this point is kind of like not going to do anything. Your win condition is probably, dude, I don't even know. KO the Pidgeot and then boss try and trap something. I think that's like if you're, yeah, I think the win condition here for Sujith is attack with Sableye this turn, KO the Pidgeotto, whatever, and then boss up the Manaphy or the other Arceus and try and trap it in the active while you win with Sableye. I think that's the win condition here for Sujith. So first we got to find a Sableye. Gotta KO the Pidgeot. We got to Sableye 3 times to KO Pidgeot. Okay, so that's already tough. Then we have to boss up something and hopefully get stuck in the active, which is pretty possible if the Pidgeot is no longer a factor, to be honest. Like, it's definitely possible that Xerix like overthinks that situation or doesn't think about that situation and then gets punished for it. I think I want to see the Manaphy get sent up here from Xerix. Why wouldn't we send up Manaphy here? Sends up the Charizard. Wait, why are we not sending up Manaphy here? I guess well, if you're sending up the Charizard, well, yeah, why wouldn't we send up Manaphy here? Manaphy always makes the most sense, I feel like. Because if you send up Charizard, you need to find a switch card or an energy to attack with. If you send up the Manaphy and it doesn't get KO'd, you need to find an energy to retreat it or a switch card. I think it's like the same thing. The only reason not to send up Manaphy, though, is it does help play around Echoing Horn. So then if Sujith goes KO, the Manaphy with Cram could like Echoing Horn it back into play later and then Sableye KO later, which would be like 2 easier knockouts on the Manaphy as opposed to trying to go through a bunch of 2 prize Pokemon. So it would be like a little bit more convenient of 2 prize cards to go after, to be honest. Or 1 prize on Manaphy, 2 prize on Pidgeot, 3 on. That's true. There is the Sky. I forgot about the Sky Sealstone, to be honest. That's true. Yeah, Sky Sealstone to get 3 off the Arceus is a possibility, to be honest. We just see a Cram grab from Sujith, so for a retreat and punch. I don't know if Xerix. Does Xerix know about the Sky Sealstone yet? I don't think so, right? I don't think the Sky Sealstone has been seen. It doesn't mean... Well, Xerix has seen the town store, which is maybe a little bit of a sign of something like either the vengeful gloves or something like the Sky Sealstone, I guess, right? That is a little bit of a tell of like something besides just Forest Sealstone, right? It's definitely a tell that there's something in the deck here for Sujith besides Forest Sealstone. Although we do see the Forest Sealstone getting grabbed here. Why is Sujith so bent on using... Do we need to? We maybe actually need to actually pull off an attack this turn. Honestly, I don't know what's happening here. I thought we were just punching with Cram and chilling. But now we're using the Force Sealstone and we have a Raikou on our bench, which I feel is going to get... I feel like Xerix is just going to boss KO that Raikou next turn. When does Lost Box die and get rotated out? Lost Zone stuff fully rotates in 2 rotations. It doesn't... But the meta and format could change enough that kind of forces Lost Zone out of the meta. We're all hoping for it. We're all hoping that Lost Box gets forced out of the meta sooner than later. Hopefully we don't have to wait 2 rotations for it to happen. 1 rotation will get rid of Battle VIP Pass. So we're kind of relying on new set releases to have an impact. There's not really... I mean, it's definitely... Sujith is in a really bad spot. But, yeah, Sujith is in a really bad spot. All right, so there's the Arceus push. So Sujith responds with the Raikou to just punch with Raikou for turn here, it looks like. But then you just lose your Raikou and give up 2 prize cards. Xerix goes down to 3 prize cards remaining. Sheesh. I mean, still just not good here. Xerix goes down to 3 prize cards remaining. And effectively is still just set up to win the game. And as long as they can load up the second Arceus, Xerix should just be in a really good spot. There's just like too much HP on the board here for Sujith to deal with, pretty much. All right, now we see the Sky Sealstone hit the Lost Zone. But they did use their Forest Sealstone there, so they can't use the Sky Sealstone anymore. Some Fleet Feet, and then we should see a punch here. But this feels a little bit too late. I wouldn't hate to see another Mirage Gate get used here from Sujith to put a Psychic on the Sableye and then put an Energy on a Comfey to be able to pivot it. The energy to the Greninja actually doesn't really make too much sense with Manaphy in play. I don't actually like the energy on the Greninja here from Sujith. It should probably be on a Comfey, so that way if you get Iono next turn from Xerix, then you have a way to retreat your Comfey just to pivot out of it, because you know your Raikou is getting... Why did we put the Choice Bell on the active here? We don't need that. Definitely a mistake there from Xerix. I mean, it's probably not going to lead to a way to not be able to KO a Dragonite, but the Choice Bell should definitely go on the benched Arceus here for sure. I guess maybe it could make its way to the Charge. I think bench Arceus always makes the most sense here, though. Yeah, the Choice Bell should definitely go to the bench Arceus here. I think it always makes the most sense. I don't think it... Yeah, it always makes the most sense here. Discounting damage to confirm damage should just be 200. They get to the 200. It shouldn't matter. It could matter. You never know. Sableye damage and stuff like that. Yeah. So, I mean, the Choice Belt shouldn't matter, but it's definitely a misplay to put on the active, because it's more like... The active is more likely to get knocked out than, like, any of your other Pokemon, so... Iono being played. I actually don't even know if I like this Iono from Xerix, to be honest, because Sujith did not have, like... I don't know. Sujith didn't do that much. I feel like you're almost giving, like, Sujith more outs here by Ionoing them than not. So I'm not a huge fan of that Iono from Xerix. It's not, like, a huge deal overall. Pidgeot's still not used. I don't even know what's worth grabbing here, to be honest. I don't even know what matters. Maybe you go for the Serena. The Serena has so much HP, it's like so awkward to actually like deal with. And the healing 20 damage off the active could make a difference. I mean, the Cram would still knock you out, but it prevents like a Sableye KO on your active plus build up damage somewhere else in play. So Yeah, but they're putting 2-1 prizes in play. But the Serena has 140 HP. 140 HP is just so much. Like, how do you ever deal with 140 HP? That's just, like, just ridiculous. All right. Over to Sujith. Once again, limited options. Cram can KO the active at the very least. You could go for a Sableye knockout as well on KO in the active and build up some damage on the bench. But there's no win condition here, I don't think, for Sujith. I think Sujith always loses the prize trade. You just can't hit it hard enough anymore to ever win the game here as Sujith. If you played like Kyogre or something, you'd have a chance, but there's no Kyogre on the list here for Sujith. You could boss the Manaphy and hope they prize their switch cards, to be honest. Actually, to be honest, that's what I kind of want to see here from Sujith. I think Sujith might be thinking about that themselves. Because they can just go boss man it. Yeah, I think that's actually what we should see here. A lot of energy's been taken out of the deck here for Xerix. They got 3 prize cards left. Maybe they only play 1 switch card. Maybe it's prized. Maybe they only play 1 double turbo. Maybe it's prized. The rest of their ways to move Manaphy could just be prized. So yeah, from Sujith here, I want to see boss Manaphy, switch card to, yeah, boss Manaphy, switch into Manaphy KO. I mean, you don't even have to take a knockout here to Sujith, to be honest. You probably should take a knockout, though, so you just, like, decrease the value of a potential Serena, and you know that Xerix plays the Serena, so. Oh, isn't using the boss, though. So just KO in the active. Why are we saving the boss? I don't know why we want to use the boss this turn. Did we already use a Colress, maybe, from Sujith? Maybe the Colress was already played, to be honest. Maybe I'm just kind of getting ahead of myself on this. We might have to wait for the boss until next turn. Okay, and as long as Xerix now attacks before 4 minutes goes down, the game just ends. Because Xerix has 3 prize cards left. And if time ever like really became an issue, Xerix definitely could have played like faster in this matchup overall. Yep, there is the Serena. Yeah, I don't think it hurts Xerix to put the Serena in play. The 140 HP is like keeps it pretty out of reach of anything out of any time soon where it would matter. So yeah, if Xerix like just didn't do anything but attack with Zard here, that would be like a fine play, to be honest. Especially if Xerix is like unaware of how much time is remaining, which is why it's important to be aware of how much time is remaining. So you know if you should just go draw attack, and that's like 100% fine. Just draw attack, move along. Yeah, this one should be locked up pretty much no matter what. I think we can probably skip to the end here. I'm trying to like come up with a way for Sujith to win. Sujith could go. Nope. There's the attack. 1 minute left. We're entering turns. Sujith will be turn 0, which means there's 2 turns left here for Xerix. Here comes the Sableye knockout. KOs the Manaphy. 3 prize cards left. So all Xerix has to be able to do, Xerix has to just be able to retreat the Serena. I guess that's the one thing that could happen here is the Serena could get bossed and that could end up in a tie here. But we can just skip ahead to see if that actually happens or not. But I think Xerix still has a double turbo energy left. Oh, or even just a switch. There we go. I think the double turbo is left as well, but this works as well. And there we go.